Hi, today I'm going to take you through my Dragon 20 solo run. It's actually not a solo run, but basically it is a one champion run with four chickens. Dragon 20 with an epic champion solo, not a bad L. I want to be clear, I'm not the first person to do it with this champion. The champion is Torturehelm, who's an orc. Um, he's not a very loved champion, and he's actually um, I don't he's I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about him, but I mean, I'm not the first person to do this. This is not my unique idea. I don't want to take credit for it, but basically, what this champion can do is res, and we're going to see it in a second here. So he has a three-turn revive with like 30% of his health, and he has an ability. The less health that he has, and with the more dead allies he has, he actually does more damage. So this run, as you can see, is going to take quite a while, but I just built it today. Well, I've been leveling the guy for a bit, but I just built the gear out today, and I'm going to try new or different combinations. But basically, the goal, see, there's the revive. So now he goes once, twice, doesn't die from the AoE attack, three times. So now it's off cooldown. So next time the dragon kills him, he'll actually revive, and he's gonna do it again. I mean, he's not hitting that hard, you can see. It actually never fails on the dragon. See, pop, one, two, three, off cooldown. The part where he sometimes fails, and he's only failed once in his last 25-ish or 30-ish runs. I lost count after the last 15, or I did 15, and um, he didn't fail on that, and then he failed somewhere in the last 10 to 15. So somewhere around, he's had one failure of about 20 in the 25 to 30 range of runs. The part where he fails is on the second wave. If the Hordens get enough non-weak hits and they cycle fast enough, they can kill him before his revive happens. But basically, he just kills the dragon, and I'm going to talk about the benefits for it. I know most people will don't look for 10-minute teams. They look for 1-minute teams, right? Most people go in the direction of let's see how fast I can do this, and that's kind of cool because it takes some craftsmanship. Like those 7-second spider teams or 10-second spider teams are pretty cool, but I don't go for that because I care more about efficiency. And we're going to talk about that after he kills the dragon, which will be, come on, now. So the efficiency of this is almost 6,000 um, experience points. So I'm going to talk about that for a second. That's almost equivalent to doing 12-3 on hard. So if you took, say, a Skull Crown and three of these trash guys, or three of these chickens, they get roughly 25,000. The Skull Crown gets nothing because it's 60, and or your Biggin or your Ray or whatever you're using, or even your Kale. Um, they get about 24,000. I think it's 8,200 per for the chickens. So that's roughly 24,600 um, experience. Well, in this case, you're getting 4 times 5,000 is 20,000 plus the other 2,800. So it's about 23,000. So you're almost getting the same amount of experience as a 12-3. It's a little bit less run, but you're getting it split over 4 characters instead of 3. That's why this is efficient. And then I get a chance at loot. This loot is not useful to me, but I get basically Dragon 20 loot, which is some of the best loot. I mean, if speed gear is the best gear in the game, and maybe it isn't, or maybe it is, depending on how you want to look at it, but it is among the best, and I'm getting it, right? It for while leveling my champion. So this is like one of the most efficient things. I've heard that some people can do this in 7 minutes. Again, I haven't really, explored the gearing option. So I'm just gonna, I'll show you the team in my hall. Like, first I'll show you. The champions that I use, the 28s are naked. Where are you guys? Come on. Here. So here are the 28s I use. Nude, 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 nude. So we're going to talk about Torturehelm now. So my Torturehelm just got 60. He was doing this pretty steadily from level 57. Then I decided to get more talents or more masteries. It was a little bit touch and go, and getting the masteries, finishing his masteries made it less touch and go. Is he 60 now? So he has 42,000 power, and that's because of the resist. I would prefer a bit more resist on him, but basically what you're looking for is about 60,000 health, anywhere from 55 up. Like the more health, the better. I'll come back to that in a second because one, you don't want to die, but the more health, the better. I don't think you actually have to use lifesteal gear, and I'm not sure I should be, but I have done this with. I've been successful with this champion with at 60,000 health. 56,000 health is the lowest I've done it with, and the highest I've done it with was about 75,000 health. This one turned out to be the most stable. Most of the runs that I used had about 2,500 defense, so I traded some health to get more defense, and I traded some crit to get some more speed. Basically, was the decisions I made. But I've been successful at this as slow as 215. This is the fastest one, which is 249. Um, the crit damage is irrelevant almost. Um, I w- I had a version where the very first time I ran it and I got it to work the very first time, and then it was like 50-50. I was using these gloves. You know, where'd they go? Maybe it was these. I was using these gloves here, and to get the higher crit rate, but if it was too flaky, so I decided just to go as much, and I used to use this chest here. Was it? Yeah, I used to use this chest here instead of this. So I traded defense for for health. So I went for the defense. I also picked up a bunch of speed, obviously, but it's not static. I have two very high non-speed set speed pieces here. I have a 23 and a 21. One of the things that you have to do if you're going to do this is you're going to have to get your resist over 200. So I got 30. That's 219. Um, uh, you have to. I don't. I even have a resist banner on them. Do I have a 6 star? If I had a 6 star resist banner, I would have put it. You don't need accuracy, but it's kind of nice actually to have, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. But let's go through his skills. He only has two skills, and he only has one on use. So the first one, and this is why it's nice to have accuracy because you can steal random buffs. So when you're fighting, especially in the second wave, they put up the waves put up increased speed. So if you steal the increased speed on yourself, then you go faster, and it's on your total speed. So you're picking up like on this champion who has almost 250 speed. He's picking up almost 75 points. So then he's going really really fast. I did fully book him, which isn't really saying much because he only takes 8 bucks. I don't think this takes anything here. Okay, so the that's this is what he does. It doesn't hit. You saw it hits for like 8k. This is I've hit as high as about 130k. That's with no defense down or anything. Oh, the other thing about this is that every stat that you put on him actually helps increase his damage. But on this is basically uh, when he reses with 30% health. If this is up, when he goes, he'll hit somebody for over 100,000, and then with the life stealing, he's automatically back to full health, or just about. Um, he's at 70% health, which starts the chain again, and it does more damage with dead allies. So the four chickens die immediately, so he's just doing more and more damage based because of the dead allies. And then this is what really does it. It's his passive revives. Oh, it's with 50% when killed. So that was 30. Maybe that's his ascension. I don't know. When he when he comes back up, it's just amazing. Like he just never fully dies. And then he has the perfect aura for him, which is 30%, 3% ally health in dungeons, which makes this go from that's an extra almost 7,000 health effectively. The masteries, I hem and hawed about it a lot. I'll talk about ones that I feel that are absolutely mandatory. This one here is absolutely mandatory. 50% chance to counterattack when this champion loses 25%. It doesn't only just speed his run, but he will take a bunch of hits that are like 25% health that he counterattacks, I don't. I'm pretty sure that the times that he dies, um, or the last time that he died, it was a combination of less weak hits from the blue champions in the second wave, and the fact that he didn't counterattack. Like their hits, he just didn't counterattack. Because if he counterattacks, he has a chance to heal himself, and you want to maximize that. I went with. I can understand why somebody would go with this, but I decided not to. I went with uh, um, more resist, and the reason why is the waves themselves can actually stun you, and if they stun you, your cooldown doesn't increase, and then you probably don't die and you don't counterattack. So yeah, so I feel this is the most important one, and then this is the most important one for this tree. The other thing I did was, I just didn't crit. This is standard crit and crit damage. I mean, you don't have to use it. I went down this route for, again, when he's under 50% health, I want him to come back. I want him to come back and do as much healing as he can. So it does 5% when he's under 50 percent health, and then he gets another, and then he heals 5% of that. And you might not sound like a lot, but the fact is, the trash mobs or the wave mobs, they're blue, so they're negative affinity. So sometimes they only hit them for like 3k. So that 5% actually makes a difference. And then this is all his well, you want to get that 8% extra damage for his first hit, especially on that on his on use ability. This is also mandatory. War Master is mandatory because that's how he stays alive a lot. It's also how he does his damage to the dragon. Every time he procs that, he heals himself almost a full or full. Um, and you have to have one of these two, but they both make sense for this. And I did this hoping to reduce the chance that he won't have his ability to recycle. So this is on the waves again. I'm hoping that when he hits that his A2, that it procs this more often, so it makes it less likely that his revive won't be up. It's more of a surety factor than anything else. And that's the whole thing on it. I mean, you could see that his gear itself. I mean, it's all 16. This is not an ideal, although it did have very good rolls. I can't complain. That 18% health and the 6% defense. But if you want to look at the total stats, I don't have a lot of resist in my Great Hall yet. I'm doing that to keep my account power down. I have a specific reason why I'm doing that. But 60,000 health, 3,000 defense, 249 speed, not a lot of crit, debuff accuracy. One of the things I would like to do, I mean, I'd like more health, I'd like more defense and more crit and crit damage, but I would really like to get a bit more debuff resistance. Um, just because they're, they're, if the less poisons he takes, the better it is. But even that, I don't think it matters. This is, I think, a crit damage amulet, and maybe I should have went with something else. Actually, don't have that many orc amulets, so crit damage again. I guess I have crit damage, so he's getting a crit damage amulet. But that's it. Resistance banner. Uh, one of these, whichever is one better is health. The other one's defense. This is speed boots. You have to get them over 200. I can't imagine you not doing this over 200. And that's it. I'll start the run again. If anyone wants to watch the beginning of this. But he'll. I don't think he dies on. He doesn't always die in the first wave, but he almost always dies on the second wave. Well, no, he always dies, usually multiple times. So yeah, so he started with his A2 and it didn't hit that much because he was at full health and none of his people have died. So here he stole. Is that a 25% attack buff? Yeah, weak attack buff. Now he stole a crit buff, and this is with low accuracy. I don't have an accuracy piece on him. I'm guessing my force accuracy Great Hall is like 6, but it might be 5. No, it's probably at least 6 by now. So that bloodlust basically just healed himself all the way back up. Not quite. So all those weak hits on him is also what helps him a lot. So this would be nice. This is if he had the accuracy, it would be nice because he would steal those crits and he'd steal those speed buffs. See, so that's 1 turn, 2 turns. He's almost at full health. 3 turns, almost a full health. So 4 turns. So his revive is back on back off a cooldown. The reason why I did this is I was during the Bad L event. I actually blew all my shards, and I'm not a person who generally does that. There's only 2 champions I feel that are really worth chasing. Um, uh, Not because the champions aren't good enough, but it's based on the odds. And one of them is Madame Ceres. I mean, when Madame Ceres is the 10x, if you get if you pull 3 or 4 epics, it's more. You're actually likely to get her at that point in time. You're more likely to get her than not get her, because there's only like 20 some odd epics that are void. So when you get those extra 10 slots, it's almost 40% chance. If there's 2 of them, then it's like 30% chance. So if you pull 3 or 4, your expectation is. So it's worth it on Madame Ceres, and also because she's, if not the best epic in the game, she's in the top 3 or 4. And then the other one I think is worth it is Miscreated Monster. The thing about Miscreated Monster in this is that he he's not super high to get, like, so with the non-void epics it's like 100 or so. So you go from 1% to like 11%, and if there's a couple other people in there, a couple other champions in there, let's say there's 2, so you're really down to about 10% chance of getting it. So that means you're going to have to, to get to like to a 50-50 rate, you're going to have to pull 7 epics. And if you're on normal rates, it's not the greatest, but because he is the first or the second best champion in the game for Spider. The next best one would be Tyrant. Now, not for speed runs, but I have an account where I use Tyrant and Miscreated Monster, and they 2-man Spider. So that means I get 3 chickens. So I make gold, chickens, and occasionally a good piece of loot on Spider 20 every time I farm Spider 20 with that account. Um, I'm wondering if Venus can do it, but I don't feel like trying to get the gear to it. So I also think that Torturehelm, he's definitely going to die a lot here. Torturehelm is the only epic that I know of that can do Dragon 20. Bad L, Rhodes, Venus can do Dragon 20. There's probably a few other Legos in there that can do it, but I don't know of any other epic that can do it. So there it is, Torturehelm, the uh, the overlooked Vault Guardian, the he's the Spikehead's big brother. I mean, yeah, he hit for 83k there, and it completely brought his health back up, and so all these hits on him, and the reason why that's important is there's a good chance he's going to die. So when he dies and he comes back with that immediately, it increases the chance that he'll actually get to reset his passive. his 3 down cooldown. See, there it is. See that huge amount of health right there. Plus it increases it puts him in the place where he can actually get a chance to get a counter attack off. You see, he really doesn't hit there, but that 85,000 did it. So what I'm trying to say is that gets him above the 25% threshold when he does that A2, which allows him to counterattack, which then gets him more health and more damage off. Although he's not getting a lot of counterattacks here, mostly because they're weak hits. Yeah, he stole that speed buff, and he went right through it because he's so much faster than them. They're like 180, and he's 250. When he pulls that speed buff, he's 325, and they're versus they're 240-ish or whatever. So he's going so much faster. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to try and find him a bit more accuracy. I bet you that will actually speed up the run because he'll get more speed buffs, more crit, and more crit buffs on him. So that actually might speed up the run a bit. You have to think about that. When he see that steals that buff, he goes twice. And yeah, I'm just going to end the video here. I mean, you can take my word for it that he defeats the dragon. I mean, this is exactly what you saw at the beginning. So if anyone has any questions or any comments or suggestions on how to make this better, I appreciate it. Leave them in the comment section. Have a good day.